Hello viewers and welcome to this edition of ZigAnalysis where we're talking about, of course, the Triumph Speed 400. Now, Jehan and I were at the launch today and the pricing is just... But then it begs the question, right? Should the competition be worried?
Why? Why should they be worried?
Why wouldn't they? Because at 2.23 lakhs for the Speed 400,
I think one competitor wouldn't be.
okay.
Just one.
I get that.
Yeah.
Royal Enfield, right?
Classic 350.
Okay.
Just the classic 350 shouldn't be worried because why should it? They are the kings of the class. You love that bike. I love that bike. And that bike, I don't think so, will be toppled by anything else because of the dedicated fan base that it has
I
got.
think anyone who wants to buy a Bullet now has to buy the classic. So, I mean,
Done.
that's pretty much...
Yeah.
It's got its own place. No
Yeah.
one's going to touch that.
So others maybe should be worried.
So others like SD, Harley-Davidson.
Yes, the Java, Harley-Davidson, Honda, TVS and anybody else who thinks they can build a Royal Enfield Classic. Even for that matter, the Hunter 350 and to a certain extent the Meteor 350, right? Because pricing, 2.23 lakh introductory for the first 10,000 customers, which is safe to say to the end of 2023, yeah?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, because production capacity wise, I think end of
Yeah.
2023. And even when it goes up, it will be still 2.33 lakh. So compared to the top spec classic 350, that's what, like 10,000 rupees more?
Yeah.
So you're getting a heck of a motorcycle for 10,000 rupees more. Clear disclaimer here, we've not ridden the motorcycles as yet. We've not ridden the Speed as yet. We've ridden the rest of the bikes.
I mean, you've ridden the Harley, I've ridden the rest as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's get the Harley out of the picture first. So, compared to okay,
Is that what Triumph was thinking? Let's get Harley out of the picture first.
clearly,
Yeah.
because you've ridden the Harley.
Yes.
You have not ridden the Triumph, but
No.
we've got a good look at it, right?
Yeah. So initially, we thought Harley's pricing was great because it was built to a price, and that's why you thought a 2-valve air oil cooled, everything was fitting. And like I said in my review video with Varun, specs don't do justice to the experience
Right.
of this bike. But today's this thing was just something else. So Harley, before it could even establish itself, Triumph has just hammered a big nail.
Does it feel like it was done on purpose?
By
It was-
whom? By whom?
By Bajaj, obviously. Who else?
Of course.
But so effectively, there's almost no price difference between the Harley and the Triumph. It's very trivial.
In fact, the variant which we were suggesting was the Vivid, that is 2.49 lakh, and this is even after the increase, which will be 2.33 lakh. You are getting a motorcycle which is A, cheaper, B, more premium. Build quality is far more premium.
that I have to agree
Fit
with
finish
because-
is incredible, and the persona of a Triumph was far better. Okay, the feel.
Honestly, like if you had to ask me on that bike, was there anything Bajaj except for the sari guard and the crash guard? No. It felt,
Levers for me because I've seen.
fine. But basically, the bike felt like a Triumph through
Yes,
and through. Like
yes.
the Speed 900 just scaled down. Same in the Scrambler.
Speed 1200 actually. Speed Twin 1200.
Okay, yeah, but this is scaled down
Yes.
Triumph basically.
Yes.
It
Yeah.
it feels fantastic. I'm sure it'll ride well as well, but that's something we'll find out soon.
14th July, 5 p.m. Hit the bell notification icon for that.
Cool. So Harley is kind of, how should I put it mildly, a little screwed.
Maybe.
Okay.
But then pricing wise, if you see, like we said, classic 350 and speed. Now you look at the specs of it. A is air cooled, liquid cooled. That is a very chill motorcycle. This might not be a chill motorcycle. So when the customer is thinking between these two, I don't think so that there going to be any overlap, right?
For the classic, yeah, I agree. That's a
Yeah.
very different kind of customer.
Yeah. Rajiv Bajaj specifically didn't say that they want to capture X bikes market share, but they named the brand because of somebody. But yeah, they said that they want the pie from Royal Enfield. And I don't think so they are going to eat up the pie from Classic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in that sense, this is what the Hunter should have been. A more spirited, a more sporty, a lighter retro roadster. Yeah. And sort of you see the Triumph is fitting the bill over there. What
Yeah.
are the challenges that you think that now the Triumph will face?
See, the only thing I feel for a customer of a Hunter
Yeah.
to say consider a Triumph, then there is a price jump, right?
Do you think that 60,000 is too much?
It's not too much.
Yeah.
It might give you second thought at least,
Yeah.
if nothing else. But I think when you convert to EMI, it's not a big deal anyway.
Yeah.
And then you're getting much more bike for that money as well.
Yeah.
So there, I don't see a big problem. But I don't know whether the numbers or the pricing of the Triumph might intimidate some newer buyers who are getting into this whole classic bike fold.
Sure.
That is my only concern there.
My bigger concern is with Triumph dealerships itself. You
Yeah,
see,
hardly any.
there are 18 only so far. Bajaj plans to have 100 by the end of this fiscal year. But even the current ones, they need to step up their demand, their capacity to service these smaller Triumphs, because the demand is surely high. It's incredible. And after the price announcement, though, is tenfold. Definitely that's going to be there. Even the service intervals are 16,000 kilometers. I know, especially knowing my community, even if a bike is parked for 3 or 4 months, it will still be sent to the service center for an oil change, cleaning and everything.
No,
and a typical...
regardless, service in India, 16,000 kilometers, I don't think it is really applicable.
Yeah.
In Europe, fine. US, fine. India is special.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if it will actually manage those service intervals.
Yeah.
Might be a little shorter.
They've said 16,000, but still, let's see about that. Where do you see this Triumph making a dent, not only in the 350, do you also see it making an impact in the bigger motorcycles?
No, I think definitely if someone was considering getting on the Triumph bandwagon,
Yeah.
and their entry point was something like a Speed Twin 900,
Yeah.
then suddenly now this makes a lot of sense. It's a very practical motorcycle, at least size-wise. It's compact, it's light.
And it isn't small like the Trident.
Yeah.
It doesn't make you feel small like the Trident. With the Trident, even though it is a motorcycle which was supposed to get people into Triumph, it doesn't feel as small like that. And
Yeah,
that,
I mean, at least at first glance, without having ridden the bike,
yeah,
I still think I might pick the Speed 400 over the Trident. To be
Of
very
course.
honest. I know it will not be as fast or as...
or won't have the iconic triple sound.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I like this size of motorcycle. I think it's perfect for India in pretty
Okay.
much every way.
Speaking of sound, did you like the sound of this Triumph?
You know, funnily enough, it sounds very KTM-like. Just a little more muffled, not as shouty as the KTM, but a little. It had a little KTM-ness, especially in its idle.
Nothing is shared between the two brands.
So we are told.
Except for the bore figure, nothing is shared with the current 390 Duke.
So take that as you will, whether it's based on that engine or not. Okay,
Yeah. Rajiv Bajaj was very clear about that.
it's not based, and we are not saying it's based either. But you decide.
Okay. He also said that there will no be... Nick Blower, who is the son of the John Blower who revived Triumph, also said that there won't be any twin cylinders just as yet. But in their product presentation, they did hint about a third bike on this very same platform in a
Yes.
couple of years.
Yes.
I am super excited about it.
And that will of course be a Thruxton 400. And oh wow, that's going to be fun.
Yes, because I am a big cafe racer nut. I love the Conti 535. I love the new Conti 650. In fact, they make a lot of jokes about me loving cafe racers so much that I rather say tucked in rather than sitting.
Yeah, even when he's working on the desk, he's like that.
Yeah. So I am definitely excited for the Thruxton going up against the Conti 650. So do you think even the Speed will go up against the Interceptor, and how will that battle be? You think it's going to eat up that market share?
It might eat a small market share in the Interceptor, because if you look at just, okay, here I am, I want to make my first classic bike purchase and I've got about 3 lakh rupees in hand. The Triumph definitely feels more premium in that sense.
Yeah.
It won't be as fast as the Conti. You won't get that twin cylinder excitement, obviously. But then Conti the other Interceptor. But those are heavier motorcycles. This is lighter, and it will. I don't want to draw a comparison, but I keep drawing it in my head. It will be like a KTM in that sense, light and powerful. And I don't want to draw a comparison at all, but that's what I feel. So it might eat a small portion of that market, but not a big one, because finally if you want a twin, you have to go to 650s.
Yeah. So again, weighing the pros and cons of, say, the Interceptor, torquey, twin cylinder, it'll be smoother than a single cylinder lumpy motor. So that way, but the Interceptor, like you said, it's heavy. But I still feel when we rode the KTM and an Interceptor together, the KTM was just as quick as the Interceptor. This is just as light or nearly a little bit heavier than a KTM.
As the KTM as well.
Almost as powerful as the KTM. So performance wise, I still think that these two are matched, and that's where you see this segment taking a big jump in terms of performance.
Yeah.
The classic 350 offers chill vibes, but the rest I've tried to go a little bit peppier, a little bit torqueier, whereas this Triumph has just blown it.
Yeah, I think the Triumph will nail that peppy classic formula much better than anybody else, pretty much. So I think if you like classic bikes but like speed as well, Speed 400 is for you, I guess.
So no Java, no ESD,
See,
Roadster.
they are nice bikes. I like them, but honestly, I don't see how they can beat this.
What would other brands now have to do? Because now they don't have one British manufacturer to contend with. They have two Brits who have been Indian backed. Like Royal Enfield is almost Indian now. Let's just say.
I think they'll have to think out of the box. I guess maybe larger engines, more cylinders, something really meaty at a price that really, makes you rethink buying whatever.
And not try to make their version of egg bikes.
not replicate what Royal Enfield or now Triumph are doing. Just do your own thing, make it feel special, right? That's the only way you can.
That's what these
stand
two
out.
bikes are at least giving vibes right now, special. And that's where we would like to leave this video with.
Because we'll ride the bikes soon enough. The video does go live, as Jehan said, on 14th of this month at 5 p.m. So do look out for that review, because I think this is going to be a proper firecracker.
And if you want us to compare it to the Classic or any other retro roadsters, do let us know what we should cover in that comparison video as well. Drop a like, do share it with your friends, and
Thank you for watching.